Hello traders, and welcome to the Ninjatrader Indicator Warehouse. Today we're going to cover the Alert on Price Hit Indicator. Now we're excited about this enhanced version as it adds a lot of features that you've all been asking about. Now for those of you that are new to this indicator, this allows you to set up to 20 different price levels on your charts, and instead of just drawing a line, this shows the actual price target and provides audio and visual alerts. So let's go ahead and take a look at this now. Alright, so here we have a simple chart display, and let's say I want to set an alert on the support and resistance levels. So let's take a look and see if we can find the support and resistance level. So here it looks like we have a good support line here, and here we have a good resistance level. So the support is really the point at which demand is high enough that price will not fall below this level right here. So there's enough demand keeping the price at this level. And resistance is the point at which selling is high enough that price will not go above this line. And here what we have is when people are buying the market, they're driving the price up, and when people are selling the market, they're driving the price down. So it's a simple function of supply and demand. So let's plot our first lines on the chart. I'm going to plot our first support lines here. I'm going to hit Alt-1 and then left click on my chart. And here we have our first line that we've drawn, and this indicates the price here as well. And I'm going to put my resistance line up here too. I'm going to hit Alt-2, left click on my chart, and here we have my resistance line. Okay, so now that we've set these two lines, whenever price either hits or goes above or below these particular price alerts, I can get an audio alert, I can get a visual indicator, and I can also get an email sent to me. So if you're not at your desk, if you're up getting a cup of coffee, eating your lunch, you can have that email sent to your phone. This way you're alerted, you know that it's time to go back to your computer and focus on whatever trade that's happening right now. Alright, so I mentioned before that you can plot multiple lines on the chart, so let's kind of go back. As you can see, this is a nice channel that we were trading in before. And let's plot some previous lows that we have here. So I'm going to go ahead and plot this on my chart. I'm going to hit Alt-3, left click, and here's my line. Now I'm going to look for a previous high. I'm going to Alt-4, and then left click on my chart. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 lines to look at. So this kind of gives us a historical view of where price is trading and where price was trading. So this could give you an indication of where price might be heading. So whether you trade single time frames, multiple time frames, multiple markets, you can plot this on one chart, and you can actually have this displayed on multiple charts. And this is through a function that we call linking, which I'm going to go through in just a minute. All right, let's walk through how to configure this particular indicator. So the first step, I'm going to right click on my chart, look for indicator. I'm going to left click on indicators. Here I'm going to find my indicator, price alert. Alert on price hit, sorry. And then we're going to go over to the parameters box. So on the top here under parameters, we have price level 1, 2, and 3. These are what we call global settings. So you can predefine price levels on your chart. Now we also have the valid zone size. So this will indicate either 1 tick, 2 ticks, whatever ticks that you want up or down from that particular line that you've drawn, so that it indicates an audio or visual indicator. Now if we scroll down here, we have the alert section. So here we have Alt-0 through Alt-9. Again, when you hit Alt and the number, and then you left click on the chart, that'll plot a new line. And here we have an audio alert that'll be associated with that line. So when a tick goes above or below that or touches that line, this is the audio alert that you're going to be able to pick and choose from. So you see here we have a variety of different audio alerts to pick from. So you can set those for each one. Now, one thing I wanted to note, you can hit Alt-0 multiple times, but you'll always get this same alert for each of those lines that you've drawn. Now, we also have the email address. So I can configure an email address. So again, if I'm up getting a cup of coffee, or if I'm eating my lunch, or doing whatever I might be doing, I can get an email alert sent to my phone. This way I know, hey, I've got to go back to the computer. I've got to focus on something because something major is about to happen. Or something is, or there's a warning that something major is about to happen. So here we have email enabled, true or false, and then we also have the email frequency. So you might only want to be alerted once, but you can be alerted as many times as you choose. And here we have the sound files for those 3 global settings that I mentioned above. Again, you can pick and choose from the list, and you can customize that any which way that you want. Now here I want to talk about the chart ID and the indicator type. So by default, all of the indicators are anchor, and what that means is you can plot the lines on that particular chart. Now in the previous version, all of them were anchors. Now what we've done is we've included something called linked. So with linked, if you're on a linked chart, that's going to display all the anchor plots that you've put on one chart on another chart. Now what you can also do is you can change your chart ID, and I'm going to show you what this looks like in just a minute. So if you're on a second chart or third chart or fourth chart and you don't want to look at the lines that were plotted on the anchor, you can simply change your chart ID, and then you can go ahead and change it to anchor, and you can start plotting your points. Now here we have the signal types. Again, here you can pick and choose from sound only. You can use visual indicators, or you can do visual and sound here. And then down below here we have the visual. So we have the dynamic levels. These are the ones that you're pressing Alt 0, Alt 1, and then left clicking. So you're going to get a red line. It's going to be dashed. And then you have the length of pixels. Some people like a longer line. Some people like a shorter line. Some people like a thicker line, a thinner line. It's really up to you and your preference. Now also, whenever there's a crossing situation, you can get a marker going down or up. You can configure the color here. And then we have the mouse grab zone. This is actually good for all of you who don't like to click on the mouse. Essentially what this does is you can configure a few ticks up and below the particular line, so when you want to delete that line, you don't have to be as exact. And I'll show you what that looks like in just a little bit. Okay, so we also have new lines have price labels, so you can set that to true or false. You can show the actual levels, and then here's your static levels. So again, those 3 global settings that I mentioned before, they're all going to be in red with a dash. And then finally we have, actually I should say that you can configure this, so it doesn't have to be red, it can be something different. And it doesn't have to be dashed, it can be something different. And then finally we have the text message position. So every time an alert that does go off, you can configure where that alert is placed on the screen. So I can go here, I can say I want the text to be on the top right, the bottom right, top left, bottom left, or the center. So I'm going to go ahead and put I'll put top left. Okay, so let's go ahead and apply whatever changes we have here, and then we'll click OK. And as you can see here, we have an alert that just hit, and it gives us that information here. That's the text message pop-up. Alright, so previously I talked about linking of charts. So as you can see here, we have 3 lines plotted, and if I link this to another chart, these can be displayed on 1 chart, 2 charts, 3 charts, however many charts that you want. Let me bring up another set of charts right now and show you what that looks like. So here we have a second set of charts, and this is linked to chart number 1, which is right here. I should note, linking to multiple charts is a great way to show the support and resistance levels from one time frame in comparison to another time frame. So here you're looking at the chart on the right is the 1 minute chart, and the chart on the left is the 5 minute, so I can kind of get some historical data here and compare the support and resistance levels from my 1 minute chart to my 5 minute chart. Now here I can only view these particular lines. I cannot delete them from here. These are only editable over here, so I can only delete them from my anchor chart. Okay, so let me go ahead and delete one from here. So I'm just going to go here. I'm going to hit Control 1, and then I'm going to left click, and that deletes the line. So let me bring up my second set of charts here, and you'll see that it deletes this from the charts. Okay, so now we have, now you can see that it was deleted from the charts. What I'd like to do right now is talk a little bit about this linking of the chart and how you can actually unlink this and make this an anchor. So I can right click on my charts here, go to indicators. I bring this up, I find my indicator here. I scroll down to where it says chart ID 1 linked, and I'm going to say anchor. And I'm going to make this chart ID number 2. So here I'm going to apply my changes, and I'm going to hit OK, and now you can see they're all disappeared from the list. And if I hit Alt 1 here, I can plot my new lines. A few other tips and tricks I wanted to show you. If you hit Control A and you do that multiple times, you see the screen gives you a little bit of tool tips here. So if I hit it again, it gives me another tooltip, and again, even another one. And if I want to hide the tooltips, I can hit the escape key. So this is a great tool to help you manage your trades. If you're in a trade or waiting for a particular setup, this can help you manage your time and energy by presetting your price targets. When the target hits, then you can focus your full attention on watching your charts. And remember, whether you're day trading the E-mini S&P, other futures contracts, or Forex, Indicator Warehouse will help you get more profit from your online trading and technical analysis efforts. Thank you for joining us.